Hello, Brian. Hey, Fred and Paula, and Sandy, if you see this as well. I'm looking through your email, Brian, about the estate sale that you're having and the items, and I thought the best way to do this would be to simply turn the camera on as I go through the photos. I've already given them, I'll look through once, and we'll go through it again, and I'll tell you what I can about them. So I'm just going down your email here, and the first one here is a kimono, clearly, but um, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that you have here was, even though I was an antique dealer here for 5 years, I did not specialize in fabrics or ceramics. So I don't know the kind of outside. They're kind of outside of my realm. So I may not be able to give you much information, but the few things I can, I will. Beautiful kimono. This is I can tell you this is probably a wedding kimono. Just basically based on the look on it and the incredible, detailed thread work their needlework there. Amazing work. The long sleeves like that typically are for uh, single women, but when they're going into marriage, they may have them like that as well. On the day that they're getting married, the last time they'd wear that. I believe that was the case, but I remember when I used to go to attend to antique auctions, and at the antique auctions, we'd had specialists. There would be the kimono specialists and the old furniture specialists, the netsuke specialists, the pottery specialists, and the doll specialists, whatever. And I remember the kimono specialists sometimes kept lifting up items just like that and describing them as wedding kimonos. If it is a wedding kimono, I remember watching things like this sell for um, several $100s, not a lot. This was at an auction, so that was a wholesale environment. In the retail, it would double typically, but you never know. I mean, it's a very beautiful item. It could be worth a lot more. But if I was just taking myself back to when I used to be a dealer, if I'd probably see that lift up, and the antique and the merchant, the kimono man talking about his thing, this would probably go for probably $200 or $300 on the retail, on the wholesale end. Okay, the next item there you have a fan with a woman in kimono, and this is a curious item. This is the type of item, even though it's in a case, I have to tell you it goes two ways with this type of item. When I would see these at auction, either they would go for about this type of item, again a couple $100s or nothing, virtually worthless if it was deemed to be more of a, and I don't know how they did it. The other dealers could kind of pick that out. I don't know how they did it, but even the ornamental fan like that, it's hard to tell. But sometimes they would have something like this, and everybody would be a bidding war. They knew something about it that I couldn't necessarily perceive. Clearly, if it was ivory, that would be a valuable item. Ivory items always went well. If that's ivory, then you've got a treasure there. Although it might be, you have to watch out, of course, as you know, handling ivory on the market, especially if you're dealing in ivory, because there's certainly laws against that, restricting that. Beautiful item, hard to tell. Wait, pick it up, see what the heft is. I don't know, it's a tough one. Even with the case, Japanese like to put cases on everything, so it's hard to tell. I'm going to be as honest with you as I can, but take everything I say with a grain of salt. Looking at the closer picture like that, unless it's ivory, I wouldn't, I wouldn't expect that to go for a lot at the auction here. Now, of course, you take something out of Japan and it has a value is added to it accordingly. These kind of things I see all the time. These come in. They're flower vases, basically, probably for ikebana, for the flower arranging ceremony. And this is just like the last one. Either it's worthless or it's worth. You probably don't. You probably don't want me telling you prices. I probably shouldn't be telling you prices because I'm not expert at this stuff. But well, what the heck? I'll go ahead. But this is the same type of thing. Sometimes it would be worthless. Sometimes it would have a value on it. This one's a tough one to say. I would say that if it had a value, it would go for like $50 or something like that. Maybe $100 or something. But I can't watch out. Even with signatures, that can be the case. I can't make that out. Yeah. If I was at the auction and I saw this come up, I would probably expect, you know, I hope I don't, yeah, I probably wouldn't expect much. Okay, this item right here could be a candle holder. It's hard to tell. That might be the stick of a candle holder, but I can tell you a little bit about this. In Japan, turtles and cranes are auspicious, or herons are auspicious symbols, so are cranes as well. And seeing them together is a nice thing. This turtle would be more valuable if it was a bushy-tailed turtle, which is a symbol from Chinese legend. It would have like a bushy, like feathers or hair coming off the back there. It's not a bushy-tailed turtle. It's a normal turtle. So unless it looks like it's made of brass, perhaps, I wouldn't expect that to be worth a lot here. Maybe overseas. Okay, these are Koma Inu, shrine dogs. These are guardians. These two items. You can go to a Japanese Shinto shrine. These two. Hope you can see it there. These I can't turn the computer, unfortunately. These two items are it's the two lion-like items sitting on little pedestals. They're called Koma Inu, and Inu means dog, but they're actually lions. Well, I mean, they look like lions, but they're actually dogs. And there's two of them. And these look more Chinese than Japanese. The Chinese ones tend to have kind of the spines on them like that and be a little more decorated. The Japanese ones are not like this. I'm surprised though. There's something strange about these. Usually, one of the dogs will have the mouth closed, and the other will have its mouth open. And they're saying each of them is saying a specific sound that represents the sounds for life and death. So one is saying life and one is saying death, but both of them have their mouths open. That's kind of strange. So maybe they're Chinese. Maybe this is from China. Like I said, there would be guardians outside of a shrine in Japan. Very, very beautiful. I see them all the time. Really, really nice. They kind of look like they could be stamped, but maybe not. Nice. Probably looks like they're porcelain, perhaps. Hard to say. Hard to say. Value on that one. These I won't even comment about these four platter things, like these four little dishes. They look really, really nice, and these are probably the winners here. You should have these professionally appraised. They may either come up as just average, or they may in fact be real treasures. And if they're treasures, they could be worth a lot of money. I've seen bidding wars, stuff like this that I don't know about this stuff, but come up at the auction and just hundreds and hundreds of dollars, or more. Likewise for these as well. Yeah, that's the underside. That's the underside. Same thing. So obviously likewise. Don't know what this is. Could be an incense burning container or something. I don't know. This big vase thing. This big jar with the holes. I don't know. Okay, have it appraised though, I would recommend. Okay, this item up here at the top, right here, this one right here, that is a bako from the old days. Fude means brush, bako means case. So it's a brush case. And what this would be, it's like a portable pencil case. But instead of having a pencil back in the old days, they didn't use pencils, they used brushes here in Asia. And the brush would fit inside this little shaft right there, hollow shaft. In fact, sometimes you can find them with the brushes in them. And then this would be like this container here, would have cotton inside, and it would be saturated with ink. And so you put that in your kimono, that little thing right there, and when you're ready to, you need to, write something down, you pull it out, you lift the lid, take the brush out, dip it in, and off you go. These can be, these are always worth a little bit, at least. Always something. But sometimes they're worth a lot. This one looks nice. It's got a lot of detail on there. Looks to be in good condition. I don't see the brush. That'll be it. That's a downer that it doesn't have a brush, because usually it does. But that's potentially a worthwhile one. These two items here are, well, they could be used. I've seen these used. It's just not coming back to me. It's just not coming back to me. I know what they are, but I'm rusty. They're nice though. I love those in with the other porcelain, or the other ceramic items. Check those out. Oh, you've got a stamp on the bottom there. I can't read that though. Nice though. Got the soldering along the edge there. That's nice. I think. Another vase. Have that one appraised. This big vase, right? Tao Kwang, Chinese. You know, I don't know about Chinese. Guaranteed to be from the above mentioned period. That's nice. This is probably this might be, I don't know how big this is from the picture, but if it's about this big, it's probably an incense holder. You would pick it up and there would be incense on the inside, and you would take the incense and dump it into a burner and add some nice smell. Oh no, that seems too large for an incense burner. It's hard to tell. Various containers for dining. Look all right. Oh, that's nice. This does look Japanese. I can tell you who this is on this one right here. The fish. This is this is a god. His name is Ebisu. He's the one of the Shichifukujin, one of the 7 luck gods. So he's got 6 companions. He's a god of fishermen. That's why he's there with a fish, and he's got his fishing pole there as well. And he's a huge favorite here in Japan. Japanese people love Ebisu, and his family member Daikoku. In fact, I have them right here. I have an Ebisu and a Daikoku right here. This is Daikoku, big black, and this is Ebisu, and you can see that. Whoops, and you can see that he has a fish right there, just like that guy does. And he even has the same kind of hat. You can see there. He would have held his fishing pole, sorry for the light, right there in this hole, but its fishing pole is missing. This is a ceramic piece. Both of these would have, this is wooden, they would have been in the rafters of a Japanese farmhouse, and they would have taken over decades this covering of soot from sitting in the rafters. So these two you usually see together. In this case, we see Ebisu, alone in this ceramic vessel right there. Very nice. Very nice. One of my favorites. I love Ebisu. Don't know about value. Need to have a ceramics expert look at that. Again, more of the same there. Those stamps. The images on here look like printed images. They don't look like hand painted. The lines are too crisp, I think. I can't see close though. But if it's hand painted, that'll be good. If it's some printed on their image, then that's not as valuable. Here's a. It's hard to know sometimes because I can't see the size. I don't know what this is. It could be an ikebana flower vase container. For you would have the metal pin thing on the bottom, and you put the stems in. Put some water in there. Could be that. If that's what it is, then it could be quite valuable. Hundreds of dollars probably. Especially if it looks like maybe bronze. It's hard to tell. I can't read those characters. No. Ooh, this might be it depends on the size. If it's about this big, then it's probably a tea holder for the tea ceremony. Although it's awfully darn pretty and decorative for it to be Japanese, it might be Chinese. If that lid comes off and it's got a little cap in there, then it's probably used for tea. It's hard to tell. I'm not getting a good perspective idea of size. Don't know what this is. Don't know. I've seen these before. That's nice. That's nice. Maybe on the wall, maybe. Wow. Okay, this is this tansu. Looks very Chinese, and tansu are tough. They can be very valuable or not. It depends. This one looks nice. Maybe those paintings are decorated Chinese, I think, though, not Japanese in that case. And that's it. If you guys have any more, feel free to send them to me. Good luck with your auction sale, and it's always a pleasure to kind of look through and see stuff like this again. Brian, good luck to you. Fred and Paula, likewise, and Sandy, if you see this all as well. Great. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye-bye. Send along more photos if you like. I'm happy to look. I'll provide whatever information I can. See you.